welcome to MGP574. I'm Kev, and with me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna, and Pav. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello, Kev.
Hi.
Hello.
Why did he say hello specifically to me?
Yeah.
That's not what I'm asking him to do. You've already said hello to me before I pressed record.
I don't know.
This greeting is for the people who weren't here before we pressed record. I know you're here. I literally just introduced you.
Yeah, you said, hi, I'm Kev. Say hello. Yeah.
No, I said hi. I was talking to I was addressing the people. You know, people download this and listen to it, right? Not many, but some do. I was addressing them, saying hello to them, and then introducing you, so you could also say hello to them. Now you've greeted me twice, and you've not greeted them at all. So they're sat there thinking, not only is he thick, but he's rude. He doesn't understand the rules. It's that microphone. They're in there. Mm. Just say hello in there.
Hello in there.
There you go, see? He's talking directly into your ears, boys and girls. I hope you appreciate that. That's ASMR, Sheepdog. Right into the microphone. How are you? How are we all on this fine week, anyway? Are we all like... Me and Anna have been on an adventure. Boys and girls, you might hear Anna being a little tired on this podcast because we've been on an adventure. I may have boiled Anna for too long earlier today. We've been at Alton Towers for the last 2 days. And she went in the hot tub in the water park today. Well, that has a big sign on it saying don't stay in it for longer than 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes, I got out and then came back an hour later and she was still in it. So I think she's been overboiled.
No, I had to stay with my child that wanted to sit there. I can't leave him on his own.
You've both been overboiled. They were both very tired when I came back to them. I think their brains have been boiled. And they now just need to sleep until they return to a more human temperature. So Alton Towers has broken them. To be fair, it is their own fault, because on weekdays at this time of year, they don't open the outdoor bit. So there's not really a lot to do other than sit in the hot tub, especially if you don't go on water slides. Going to a water park where the best bit's outside, but that's closed, you don't do water slides, and the lazy river is much lazier than I remember it. I had to kick around most of the lazy river because it was so lazy. It was basically they should just call it the strange shaped bit of stationary pool rather than the lazy river. It was not moving at all. So I mean, there wasn't much to do other than be in the hot tub, and we've boiled her. She has been boiled.
Well, going outside, we would have just been in the hot pool that's out there.
Yeah, but we'd have had cool heads. That would have kept the brain from boiling.
You'd have been consistently temperatured because your blood would have cooled at your head.
Exactly, as it all pumps through and rotates around, and the heat escapes at the top of your head. That's why you have to wear a hat in the winter. But you'd have been out there, all the heat escaping, and you'd have been absolutely fine. Oh, on the note of going swimming, Pabby, Andy needs his shorts back off you. He had to wear different ones today. Because I guess you've still got his that you wore at Disney. So you did have to wear some inferior ones, so this is no good at all.
Okay.
Can you post them to us, please?
See if I can find them, yeah.
Yeah, find them and post them to us. That would be very much appreciated. But we stayed in the room from hell last night at Alton Towers, didn't we, Anna? That was horrific. I mean, I didn't dare count how many sets of eyes were looking at me from within the bed that I was looking at. If you haven't seen the photograph, boys and girls, I think I put it on Twitter, I put it on Instagram. We stayed in an in-the-night garden room in the CBeebies Hotel. And if you've ever had the pleasure of seeing In the Night Garden, you'll know there's a lot of characters. It's an ensemble cast of In the Night Garden. And they were all there on the walls, peering at us as we slept.
And showering.
Mgukpodcast was in the shower. That was nice. So he's seen my ball sack. And yeah, it was just very freaky. Do not recommend. I woke in the middle of the night terrified. The lift did. We went in the lift and the song played as we went in the lift. I mean, it did have its positives. I walked into reception and Postman Pat was just hanging out at check-in. So that was quite nice.
Did you get a picture with him?
I didn't. I was distracted by having to check in, and by the time I was done kerfuffling and carrying everybody's bags, he'd gone. And I was very upset about it. He never surfaced again. I think obviously, because he's a postman, working in the morning, then goes home at the end of his shift. So we caught him just the right time, like 4 o'clock when we were checking into the hotel. He was never going to be there later in the evening or breakfast the next day, was he? There was a Muppet there, though. Did you know there's Muppets on CBeebies? There was a Muppet hanging around this morning. Anna, who was the Muppet who was there?
I don't know. He was green.
There was a green Muppet. I mean, if it wasn't a Muppet,
fur chest or something.
BBC are getting sued because he definitely looked like a Muppet. From the Furchester Hotel, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
He was hanging around in the reception area this morning, but
I think it's a she.
She was hanging around, and as with all females, I was too afraid to go over and talk to them. So I needed to recruit a child from somewhere so I could shove a child in front. Go and talk to the Muppet, and I'll come over with you. Me, as a nearly 30-year-old man, felt a little bit uncomfortable walking over on my own to approach this Muppet, so I didn't get a picture of the Muppet either. So, all in all, lots of missed photograph opportunities. But
but you had lots of photographs on roller coasters.
Yeah,
on children roller coasters.
As you'll know from our recent trip to Disneyland, I am a roller coaster guy now, so didn't waste my opportunity at Alton Towers. Rode on all the big roller coasters there, all the ones Alton Towers is famous for. I went on the Octonauts roller coaster. We did several laps of that. Yeah, the Octonauts one. That was a good one. It's the best one. I think it's known now as like the biggest, most high octane roller coaster that they've got at almost said CBeebies at Alton Towers. It's the best one, the Octonauts one. I went on the Get Set Go one. That was quite up and down in places. We got jiggled around on that. Peter Rabbit's Tower of Terror was there. I wasn't silly enough to go on that.
Peter Rabbit's Tower of Terror.
Peter Rabbit's Tower of Terror, yeah. That was there. And there was a lovely Postman Pat ride. A lovely In the Night Garden ride. I went on all the rides that Alton Towers is famous for. All the best ones. What are you moaning about, Peppy?
I'm getting Octonauts as a TV programme.
Are you?
It is, yeah.
That's probably what the
TV
ride's
show.
based on.
Yeah, it's a TV show.
Yeah, the Octonauts ride. I think it's similar to how Pirates of the Caribbean was a movie based on a ride.
I see.
I think this roller coaster was so well known that they made a TV show off the back of it.
See, I always thought that seemed quite a cool show, but all three of my kids had an irrational hatred for it, like a deep, deep hatred for it, and I don't know why. I don't know what it was about it.
I don't ever remember it. I just know it's a ride because I'm a roller coaster guy. I know it's a ride first. I'm not really into.
I always question their judgment of character because they also liked Daniel Tiger, and I think that man's a fraud. But you won't know what that is either because you're probably.
No, I have no idea. There was lots of new stuff in CBeebies Land since my children were CBeebies age. There was something called Number Blocks that was everywhere. There was lots of Number Blocks merch. There was
really?
lots of.
Ollie used to be obsessed with that.
There was lots of Dougies. There was lots of Blueies. Names seem to have been simplified from Postman Pat and Fireman Sam. I preferred the days when it was a normal name accompanied by a profession in the name of my children's TV shows. Now it's just, he's blue, we'll call him Bluey. Oh, he's a dog, I'll call him Doggy.
Bluey's a girl.
What? What are you saying to me?
Bluey's a girl.
Will be a girl?
Well, then he should be called Pinky and he should be pink. Do people not understand how colours are assigned to genders?
Bluey and Bingo, they're sisters.
Bingo, there you go. I was thinking of the other name.
Bingo?
Bluey's sister.
Then, yeah.
Interesting. I didn't meet Bingo. Bluey was there.
What's the mum and dad called?
I've forgotten. I did think.
I mean, with kids' names like Bluey and Bingo, the parents are obviously hippies. There's no way normal people call their kids that.
Oh, God, I forgot. Bandit is the dad.
Bandit?
Yeah.
I'm so glad I don't know about that. I don't need to know anymore.
And my glasses are still there.
Yeah, Anna lost her spectacles as well, which if you are
no.
watching the video version of this that we don't release, you will have noticed that Anna is wearing a pair of sunglasses because there is...
So that's the reason.
Yeah, in the water park, there is a big bucket in the ceiling that slowly fills up. And if you're just walking around because you've just got there and you don't realise that the big bucket empties sometimes,
Jesus,
it tips on you and absolutely drenches you and takes your glasses with it.
Oh no!
And
I wish you'd got that on camera,
are still there.
As much as Joanna doesn't enjoy it, I bet that looked hilarious.
I mean, I actually took the brunt of the water. Anna was kind of on the edge of it, but obviously enough to take her glasses. But we kind of walked in there in a row. Andy absolutely knew this was happening. And he led us there, stopped, turned around, and I'm like, okay, he stopped. I turned around to look at Anna. He stopped there. And then I heard him go, oh, and point. So I turned to face where he was pointing and got absolutely smashed in the face. As he stood out of the splash zone, I just took it fully in the face, looking at where he was pointing. And Anna was just behind me, and Anna kind of got clipped by it enough to take her glasses off.
He's been planning that for months, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think I've got bruises. But yeah, I guess that bit was quite good. But yeah, other than that, Anna just got boiled there. She did get a new shark, though. So,
very good.
As we know, Anna loves sharks.
No, I
so
don't.
she did get herself a new shark because she loves sharks. Next week, we're going to Legoland. This is basically just turning into the theme park review podcast. We've done Disneyland. Now we've had Alton Towers. Now we're going to be off to Legoland.
And he's trying to make me go to Disneyland again.
Yeah, because you were ill when we went to Disneyland the other week, and you sent me a text claiming your holiday back. Since then, Football Manager's been delayed, and this might be our only opportunity to ever go to Disneyland for Halloween. So let's go next week.
I'd rather a monetary compensation than going again.
I'm afraid that's not what you asked for. I could go back and find the text and read it back to you, but you claimed an additional Disney trip.
I didn't mean I needed to go in 3 weeks.
But we'll never again have the opportunity to go in October because this is normally Football Manager release window. This is the 1 year that Football Manager's been delayed. If you ever want to see Halloween at Disneyland, it's now or never.
Really?
It really is.
Well, you should go. You should want to. If you don't want to, you should want to. It's
all the
massive.
villains are out.
Yeah, they replaced all the decorations with Halloweeny stuff. And
Maleficent's wandering around the park.
Oh,
she's always around the park.
And they've still got the Deadpool speakeasy there that Pab didn't tell me about while we were there, so we never went to it.
Alcohol.
Wait, what? You didn't know about it?
I didn't know about it until we got back. There's a Deadpool speakeasy in the Marvel Hotel. Yeah. We could have gone in there and seen loads. No, I didn't know anything about it. So that's another reason to want to go back, because that goes at the end of October. So I think I'm just going to kidnap Anna and take her there in like 2 weeks. That'll learn her. You won't claim holiday back again, will you? Hey, will you? Hey. Is she falling asleep? Oh no, she is there.
No,
Anna, this is an audio podcast.
Yeah, but
you have to use words.
I had an email that I had to read.
Was it from me offering you a trip to Disneyland?
It was not. No.
Well, I'll send you an email now. Pabby,
yes?
I've got a bone to pick with you.
Okay.
You owe me.
Do I owe you what?
You owe me some hemorrhoid cream.
Hemorrhoid cream?
Yes, hemorrhoid cream.
Where have you been sat?
On the toilet for longer than normally. Do you know why I've been sat in the toilet longer than normal, Pab? Because you told me Balatro was now available on phone.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah.
So I've been playing it on my phone, haven't I? So now I've now entered this world that you lot live in where phones can run out of battery, which I didn't know was a thing. I normally put my phone on charge in the evening and it's still on like 60% battery. But now, apparently, it has this thing called power saving mode that just basically means it's going to stop working properly. That's rubbish. But yeah, my phone battery now runs down and I'm pooing for an inordinately long amount of time. And it's all your fault. What have you got to say for yourself? Have you been doing it on the toilet or have you been playing elsewhere?
A mixture.
Nice. Would you like to apologise, Pabby?
I don't see how it's my fault, this.
Well, you told me it existed. You know how you didn't tell me the Deadpool speakeasy was a thing? You did tell me about this. You've mixed them up. You've got them the wrong way round. What you should have done is told me about the Deadpool thing and we could have gone.
I'm sure you told me.
Why didn't we go then? That makes no sense. If we'd have known about it, we would have gone, surely.
I think you told each other when we got back by sending each other TikToks.
I feel like it wasn't. Didn't we? Was it not the fact that you couldn't go unless you were a resident at the hotel?
No, that was right. Now I see what's happened. There's been a communication issue because when we said, "Shall we go to the secret bit that you have to be a resident for?" we were talking about Peter Parker's bedroom. Peter Parker's bedroom is in there, yeah, and Thor's hammer's in there, and there's loads of like props where you can just go in and have loads of photos done and meet. We met Loki in there last year, and yeah, there's just loads of cool props and things. So now I see what's happened. You thought when I mentioned that I was referring to the speakeasy. I was not. I did not know that existed.
Isn't the speakeasy just a bar?
Yeah, but it's also got loads of Deadpool and Wolverine memorabilia in it. I saw it on TikTok. It's got their suits and stuff. We could have looked at their suits. I could have added that to the list of suits I've seen. I've seen Seth Rollins' WrestleMania suit. I've seen Iron Man's suit. And I could have added Deadpool's suit to that as well. You know I love to see a suit. You've stood with me as I've looked at suits before.
Yeah, I have. Oh.
So,
it's also
bottom line, we're all going back. We're taking Sheepdog with us this time, and we're going to see Disney at Halloween, and we're going to set the high score on the Spider-Man thing, and we're going to go and have a €40 cocktail at the speakeasy. €40 a cocktail in there, apparently. Which we'll all stand around and make Sheepdog. Yeah, we'll make Sheepdog drink it. That's why he's coming with us. We're going to put a tenner in each.
Sounds good to me.
We're going to put a tenner in each and just circle around him while he drinks a €40 cocktail, and I look at a suit. And then we'll go and set a high score on the Spider-Man ride and come home, having high-fived Maleficent. And the Cheshire Cat apparently wanders around at this time of year. I don't know what he's got to do with Halloween.
Maleficent.
I don't
From
know.
Sleeping Beauty.
Do I look like
Malevolent.
Do I look like I know him?
She's Maleficent.
The Jack Skeleton fella's knocking about as well. And
he's there.
That's weird looking because it's just the bottom half of a fella's face with like a rubber prosthetic, like top half of his head. It's weird.
People have said similar about you, Pab.
Yeah.
Leave Pab alone.
Gaston's there as well, apparently,
Yeah,
at this time of year. So many reasons to go, Anna. Plus loads of pumpkins. Where on earth would you see a giant pumpkin this week other than Disneyland?
Most of the UK. I saw 2 at Alton Towers.
Yeah, but they didn't have that Disney magic, did they?
That was just because Kev hadn't got his emerald cream yet.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, we did start talking about games. How did we get back onto this? Who tricked me back into this conversation? Yeah, Pab, you're a monster. Balatro is still great, even on phone. They've even mastered the touchscreen control system. It works really well. I thought I was going to hate that. I don't. It's really good. I just, it's good. It's your fault that I now poo for longer.
I was just about to be like, I'm even playing it now, it's so good. And because I was distracted by the podcast, I just got us straight and discarded it.
Who's a silly boy then? Although, I mean, eventually you'll start playing like a professional and you'll just do high card. That'll be your strategy. Straights and nothing. You just want to power up high card. That's how you beat the game. Always high card. Power up the high card. Power up the high card.
I don't even know what that means.
The only hand I play is high card, pretty much. I'll just play one card. And
is that because you've got like a magic thing that makes?
Well, I'll just power them up because there's multiple jokers you can use in conjunction. Like there's one that gives you a multiplier if you've got less than 3 cards in the hand that you play. There's another one that gives a 1 times multiplier for each time you've used a particular hand in your run, and then you can also level up each type of hand. So
I must admit, I got my furthest ever earlier, and that's because it said like every time you use an ace, it will like times it by 5 and give it a multiplier of something stupid. And it was like I'd put 2 aces down, and it would just give me 3,000 off the bat. So if I combined that with more jokers, it would have obviously done more.
If you get the right combination of jokers and power-ups, you can basically get to the point where you can play any single card and you'll immediately start off with like a 300x multiplier and add a few extra chips on top of that, and you can basically just finish the entire game with like a 9 high single card hand. And that's how us pros do it. We love a high card.
I only figured out that the other cards did stuff beyond the jokers earlier. I say figured out. I mean, I just started reading what the other cards did and was like, oh, they're quite useful. I should probably start using them. I hadn't been doing that.
Goodness me, you should. But yeah, Balatro is still great. It's obviously Game of the Year. We're not, as we've mentioned before, we're not bothering with a Game of the Year podcast this year. We're just going to do a Balatro stream. That's right. Here it is. This is the Game of the Year. It's called Balatro. Here's me streaming it for an hour. See, Pab's agreeing.
I'm trying to figure out ways for it not to be Balatro.
But it is Balatro, and you know it is.
if we could have Game of the Year presented by Balatro.
We could rename the whole show the Balatro Game of the Year. And forevermore, it's right. What's this year's Balatro?
Yeah,
It's Balatro
exactly.
Transcended Game of the Year. It's the game of every year. It's the reason my bum bleeds. That should be the tagline. Put that in the box.
One of the reasons.
Yeah, it's the main one. But yeah, it's still great. But I guess my main gaming headline news this week is that we finally got a Football Manager announcement, sort of.
Oh.
Pab, you can update the pre-order link in the description
Yes,
to my
please
new
do.
one. Because it is available for pre-order. It comes out on the 26th of November. I'm just double checking. I think that's right. Yeah, Tuesday, the 26th of November. The pre-orders are open now. As ever, you get a 10% discount through Sports Interactive if you pre-order. There's an additional discount available if you order for your old pal Kev. I think it's $44.99 full price. Something like £40 if you order off of Steam because of the SI discount. £35 5p if you order through me. However, what you don't get this year as part of your pre-order, regardless of where you order from, because there's been no mention of it anywhere, is the period formerly known as the beta, the early access period, the 2 or 3 weeks we normally get the game early. There is no mention of that anywhere. So it looks like we're not getting an early access beta this year. So what on the face of it looks like a game is coming out 2 or 3 weeks later than normal. Based on normal, like previous release dates, I would have expected the 5th of November this year as the first Tuesday of November as the release date. So it's already releasing 3 weeks later than that. But then also factor in, we normally get it for 2 or 3 weeks before that as well. And realistically, by mid-October every year, we're all playing the new Football Manager game, usually. So it's actually shifting back about 6 weeks compared to where it normally is. And in addition to that, it being effectively 6 weeks late and nobody getting a chance to have an early look at it, as part of the announcement, we still haven't seen anything of the game. We haven't seen the new match engine. We haven't seen anything. It was a 60-second cinematic trailer. There are a couple of mock-up screenshots on Steam that are still very much work in progress, made in PowerPoint screenshots by the looks of them. And there has been nothing of the game anywhere. So as much as I want to pay for my lavish lifestyle through people pre-ordering through my link, and obviously if you're going to pre-order despite my wise words, please use my link. It's cheaper and it helps us out. Helps me out anyway. That's that's the most important thing.
I need new glasses.
Yeah, Anna needs new glasses. She lost them at Alton Towers. Don't know if I mentioned that. But I would hold fire. We've seen nothing of the game. I wouldn't be pre-ordering in these circumstances because we've seen nothing of it, and without the benefit of getting early access to it, there's not really a reason to pre-order like there has been previously.
If there's no beta, then and it's been pushed back 6 weeks.
It's concerning, isn't it?
It's looking like this is coming in extremely hot. Then
yeah, and it's going to be on Game Pass anyway, like it normally is. So assuming most of you have got Game Pass, just get it on Game Pass. Previously, the advantage of buying it rather than getting it on Game Pass is that was the way to get the early access beta and play it 2 or 3 weeks early. So I would have been happy to pay that 30 quid, 35 quid to play the game 2 or 3 weeks early. I do it with EAFC. We do it with everything. We'll pay more to play a game early. But without that as the sweetener, I just don't really see the reason to pre-order.
This is the beta for next year, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, because one of the other things, we're trying to read between the lines of what some of the announcements and some of the social media speak has been. One of the things that Miles has been tweeting about is how there's going to be features dropping throughout the year, almost as if this is like you don't have to wait until next year for new features to drop. We're just going to start dropping them when they're ready, and trying to spin it as a positive of there's going to be major releases throughout the year, which seems to me to actually be there's a whole lot of features not ready. So they're not going to ship with the game when it comes out. When they are ready, we'll get them to you then. But they're not going to be ready in time. And I think it's trying to put a positive spin on a situation of, we've got all these things that aren't ready. So there's been a long list of things that aren't in the game, like international management, player weights, and versus mode, draft mode, like multiplayer basically is out. International management is out. I suspect some of this will drip back in over the course of the year and you know what? People have got short memories. We might get to March and they drop versus mode and the crowd might go wild and it will reinvigorate the game at that point, and it might all end up being the starting of a whole new way of Football Manager running, and who knows. But there's a lot. I think the cool kids phrase them as red flags using TikTok speak. There's a lot of red flags at the moment, and it is alarming. And if my entire livelihood didn't depend on it, I would. I'd be considering waiting and seeing. As it is, obviously I'll get it when it first comes out. I will pre-order dozens of copies of it for the giveaways that I do usually anyway. Looking at my own affiliate link, pre-orders still seem quite strong, so I think there are.
Oh, good.
And I've been trying to explain this to a lot of people, because if you are a gamer, like if you consider yourself a gamer, then you might be like, "Oh, I've seen this before. I'll wait and see. Don't never pre-order games. I'll play something else instead." But even with the massive increase in the Football Manager player base over the last 3 or 4 years, pretty much since COVID, there's still an awful lot of people out there who aren't gamers. They're Football Manager players, and it's the only game they play every year, and they're going to get it every year regardless. And they don't care that they've not seen anything of the game, because they never look at anything of the game, and they'll just get the game anyway when it comes out. And those people are still pre-ordering and are still going to get the game anyway, and they're probably going to really enjoy it. And I imagine when it comes to it, I'll really enjoy it, because I always do.
If anyone's properly on the fence, then there's a YouTube channel they could just watch to get a good idea of the game when it comes out anyway, isn't there? Which is kind of what you need. Everyone to come watch you.
Yeah, come and watch my YouTube channel, everybody. In the meantime, watch me build Lego on Block Party. That's the channel I'm pushing you towards at the moment. I think there's more future in Lego. Football Manager is... this was always the scariest scenario. What happens to my career if Football Manager goes away? And it feels like we're circling the drain the closest to that we've ever been. It's obviously going to release this year, but how badly does it have to go for Sega to be like, yeah, we're not doing another one of these?
I can't imagine they'd get to that quickly, would they? Maybe you need to go onto Lego and say, can you do like a Lego football tie-in and make you the face of it? And then they just give you every stadium, every...
Well, now we're on Lego's radar. You know, they gave us the Fortnite sets, which I don't think we mentioned.
No,
I don't think we mentioned on last week's show. We actually got them afterwards. But Saturday morning last week, a parcel arrived at our house from Lego with all of the upcoming Lego Fortnite sets in, which released on Tuesday. So we got them like 3 or 4 days early. And me and Anne, I had to put Anna to work building some of them and just get them all built so that we could get an early access video out. So thank you very much to Lego for sending us some lovely freebies. Even Pabby got a freebie out of it because the box had a code in for use in-game. Did you use that? What did the code even get you?
Yes, eventually. It didn't actually activate until the release of it, which threw me. I thought it had already been redeemed. I thought you were just winding me up. And it redeemed on the whatever it was, the first, and it was a load of items for in-game Lego Fortnite. Okay. Like Bright Bomber, like building set sort of thing. Like, you know, they have all the different bits and pieces. That's the one I'll probably get, I'm thinking, because it's small enough for me to probably put somewhere.
I'm holding the loot armour up to the camera to show Pabby. The bus is great. The bus is really good. Anna's got the Peely Bone set as well, which she's not made yet, because that was the one they didn't send us. That's the 18 plus one. But we also, in addition to all of this stuff, got Bright Bomber little Brickheads figures as well, which we got on launch day. So it's a nice range. It is a cool range of stuff. Yeah. And I think each set does come with some in-game stuff, so there's probably some more codes to throw your way as well, Pabby.
Oh,
I don't know if they'll be different, but the other 2 boxes, we haven't scanned the QR codes on yet to get the codes out of them, the 2 that Anna built. But Yeah, they are very
Super.
nice sets. If you want to see an in-depth look at them, there is a video on the Block Party YouTube channel where you can have a look at the Fortnite sets. But yeah, it's gaming and Lego colliding, which is perfect for this podcast because
my son plays this all the time at the moment. He's he's always on there doing something. I don't really fully understand what he's doing on it, but he's always trying to. Well, I'll be 1 minute. I'm trying to finish this, and it's just like whatever. Loves it.
Get those sets, boys and girls. They're good. But that is me gaming this week. All I've done is play Football Manager and moan about a different version of Football Manager on the internet. And play Balatro, obviously.
You haven't played the...
I've not touched the AFC. I've not touched it in the last week. I just haven't had time.
I want to wash my hands of it.
Are you getting sad?
I'm sick of it crashing.
Yeah,
it's like,
it does crash a lot, doesn't it?
50% chance of you going in the store, it crashes.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I got upset with it.
I never want to go in it anymore.
And it literally is every other time you go in the store as well.
Yeah.
It's not even that there's a 50-50 chance. You can go in there once, but if you go back, it's crashing.
Yeah, exactly. It's just.
Yeah,
I thought they'd have fixed that by now. If I'm honest with you.
Well, they've had the patch out because they've broken crossplay. Because me and some of the Football Manager creators are trying to get a Pro Clubs team going, but because they've updated the PC version but not updated the console version, crossplay's broken at the moment because PC are playing on a different version to console.
Oh, really?
That might have been fixed while we were at Alton Towers, but certainly Tuesday when we tried to do it, not working because they've only updated the PC version currently. Which is so stupid because it also means as well it's really hard to play Rush on PC now because there's a much smaller group of people to just drop in on, so you're much more likely to get a group of people who just kind of sit there and don't do anything or just rever offside everyone who plays Rush.
Yes. It's I played Rush to do one of the objectives or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And all I had to do was play 3 games. Got to the 3rd game, crashed at the end of the game. The whistle blew and what have you. It crashed. Well, going back out to the menus, and it didn't count for me. I was like, oh, thanks. Do it again, and then you get a teammate who just literally doesn't move.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
they're doing exactly what you were doing. They were just playing their 3 games.
Yeah, and they're not playing.
Yeah.
And occasionally they'll just move and then they'll run at the.
They're just making sure their controller doesn't disconnect.
Yeah, it's annoying.
There seemed to be a lot less of that going on when it was crossplay, but now it's just PC. PC players are wangs, is what I've learned. I was right. All those years ago, I was right with my ice cream cones. PC gamers had it coming all this time. They're getting their revenge on me. But yeah, that combined with not really being here and not really having the time meant I've not really played much in the way of the AFC since last week.
That's more or less all I've played, as in I've been trying to hammer them challenges. I did all the Spain challenges are done now.
So you're ahead of me on that stuff.
Within reason, I can't do one of the challenges because it requires a certain type of card, which is near the end of the battle pass. I was like, well, I'm not getting that then. That's not going to happen. We're not doing them challenges. So I did the Spain ones where you had to play at 15 games each, whoever it is, or something like that. And then moved on to the challenges to get Argentina. You'd use Argentina players. Then figured out you only need 3 Argentina players for that. Then there's a similar challenge for 4 Portuguese players and then 2 Eredivisie players. I played a game like that. It didn't count for the Portugal players. I misread it. It's Portuguese league players.
Okay.
So then I had to rearrange the whole team again to get. So I did that. Meanwhile, each time I'm doing it, I go and check the store and it crashes or it throws me out or I don't know. It's just worn me down this week. And I finished all them challenges. I'm like, now what? Now what do I do? Do I actually try and make a decent team there rather than trying to do the challenges? And I was like,
now you get into what EAFC is traditionally about long term, which is waiting for 6 o'clock every day to see if anything interesting drops. Realising nothing interesting has dropped and coming back at 6 o'clock the next day. And that's basically what EAFC is once you get past the launch period.
What interesting drops?
All the new challenges, SBCs, promos, basically everything. They release content at 6 o'clock every day. There'll be something that comes out at 6 o'clock every day, but almost every day it's absolute bobbins that you've not got any interest in. But you still have that hope every day that there might be something good dropping at 6 o'clock. So you log in at 6 o'clock, you log out at 6:05, go again tomorrow. That's basically playing EAFC long term.
I just literally have spent so long just trying to do these player challenges just to get an Otamendi card or some random card from the Eredivisie or some Portuguese player. I'm like, but what am I doing with it? Realistically, I think I've just like seen through like seen them through the Matrix sort of thing. And just
I did loads of the evolution stuff to level up Ryan Gravenberch, only to find out that he's still not as good as he apparently is now in real life, because he's just become the greatest midfielder in Europe over the last 2 weeks. So I imagine there's going to be a special card of him coming out soon that means my evolved version of him is just going to be absolute trash, which is I feel really good about the time I put into that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I feel like like the squad builder challenges. I did them first basic ones, and I haven't done any since that. And then I was like, do I? Because some were like, you've got to get a team of like at least 88 and have at least one City player. I was thinking, that seems like a lot of work to be doing it.
They're the ones that are basically set up for the people who've spent $1,000 on the game,
right? There you
and
go.
have got loads of stuff that they just want rid of. There's like the Haaland SBC. You're not getting that Haaland Player of the Month card or whatever it is. That Haaland special card. You're not getting that as a free to play player. You need to have dropped 500 quid to get that card. It's the only way you're getting that.
And like, at what point do you go, is it worth it? You can play as Haaland just playing in friendlies. You don't need him. You really don't. What are you benefiting from?
You're benefiting from having Haaland when it comes to the weekend league, and the weekend league is where you get to waft your willy in front of everybody else and show them how great you are.
That's all it is, isn't it? That is exactly what it is.
It's all a willy waving contest.
Ugh, I might be out.
And there are few people who enjoy waving their willies more than FIFA players. So, which is ironic because their willies are really small. So I guess that's why they like to wave them around. Anna, are you loving that this is basically a football podcast?
I'm looking at new glasses.
Tell us about something you've played, because I'm conscious we've not given you many opportunities to speak. What have you been up to?
Glasses.
Yeah, but you can talk about computer games. We're doing a games podcast, remember?
Has anything come out this week that you've had? Or is it all...
Really.
You've been playing that Zelda game some more, haven't you?
I played that till 2 a.m. That I should not have done. I just got... I was like, I'll just do this bit, and I'll just do this bit, and I'll just do this bit. And it was 2 o'clock. And it died on me, so...
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, he does that thing. It goes, you need to... your switch goes... You should put the battery on charge in a minute. Oh, it's going to turn off, and then it comes, like, it gives you 3 chances, and then it flashed up in the corner and goes, please charge, and it turns off. So I had to put it down. But it's more of what I said last week. You are just going around defeating enemies and then copying them, so you can then go and use them as and when you need. It's enemies and items. But I have been seeing online and TikTok that the most powerful item in the whole game is the bed.
I've heard this, yeah.
Everyone starts with the bed. The bed is your first echo, and you can complete every puzzle with said bed. You want a heart piece, because you obviously you get heart pieces, and the way you need 4 to get a full heart. Most of them are on like pillars, or you just need to do a simple puzzle. But they want you should basically, they put it where you should be able to use the echo you've just got will help you get said piece. But no, just use the bed, because the bed is, you can jump on the bed, but then there's also room where you can then spawn another bed, and then so you can do it like steps. There's no other item that I've found at the moment that has that capability of where you can be on the bed and put another bed on it, and also like get higher. So yeah, you just use it as a big giant stepping stone. I can only have 4. Basically, the little ball of light that is with you gains these little points on the back, like a tail, and I only have 4 at the moment, so I can only spawn 4. But some of the things like need 3 pips or 2 pips, whereas the bed well, the first bed, because you do get a second bed. The first bed is 1, so I can do 4 if I need to, and I have done because it's the easiest way to get it. Then for killing enemies, my favourite one is like this scorpion thing, because it can go under the sand, and then it can like come behind your enemies and then stab them with a tail, and I do like that.
Okay.
But I have been using the ones that you get in dungeons to get through puzzles, because I think that's what they want you to do more than anything. But again, with the bed, because I do have a second bed, which is 2 pips, is beds where, like, as long as you're not in danger, you can spawn a bed, you can get inside bed, and then you can replenish all of your hearts. So, yeah, the bed is your friend. The second bed just makes your health replenish faster. So yes, up the beds, everyone. Everyone likes the bed. But I don't know how they could like, I don't know what, nerf the bed. How do you nerf a bed? You can't really
change the duvet.
But yeah, you can basically heal yourself and climb up the most places. I have now I've now found quicksand. Quicksand didn't know was a thing until my bed started disappearing as I was going up. I was like, what's happening? I'm getting lower. So that's annoying. But apart from that, it's fine. I'm still understanding what I'm supposed to do, because, like I said before, Zelda games get not like they get technical, but you have to think about what you're doing. Like, there's just been ones where like you have to use this weapon to get through this kind of situation. But no, I've just been doing the bosses slow and methodical, and been getting done. And then on what day we are? What day is it? Thursday.
It is Thursday, but not for them. It's only Thursday for us. This is a time travel podcast.
So Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, I put on Starfield because I saw that there was DLC.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, DLC. I'll go on Starfield. I'm sure I was quite far. Yeah, I'm level 8. So
is that good or bad?
I started again, didn't I? And I've unwittingly overwritten my...
No.
Yeah.
Really? Wow, okay.
But it's not so bad. Like, I understand things a little bit more. I still don't understand all the or not the trading, the crafting. I don't get it. I need to get points to put into crafting so I can then craft. But then in the Fallout, like, I know I go back to Fallout, but it's by the same people and it's like the same kind of thing. But if in Fallout you can just do that on the fly, whereas this you've got to get points and then you've got to put it in it and then you've got to go get to a certain level, because like you have like a table of not upgrades but skill points, but you can't pick the second row of skills because you have to put like 4 in the top, which is a bit like Borderlands. Like Borderlands would have a bunch of skills that you couldn't unlock until you've opened the ones at the top. But Borderlands, you are getting XP all of the time because obviously you are fighting all of the time. Whereas this, you're not. And then when you are fighting, you're only getting like 5 XP or 20 XP when you find a place. And I'm just like, I want XP and I want it fast. I want to do all of the things, but I also want lockpick, and I also want my health to be more, and I also want to carry more, which I did find, just because I like to go in settings, I like to see what's there, and apparently you can modify in the game. You can give yourself more capacity and like to carry things, or I can't remember what else, but if you select them, they take XP off you.
What?
Yeah, in the settings. So, like, say you give yourself less carry capacity, it will give you more XP. But if you take on that you want more, they will take XP off you. There's a whole bunch of things in there.
Wait. They take it off you, or they give you less?
So
if they take it off you, you would basically end up back at 0 level, wouldn't you?
So basically, what it said was, so I'm on normal for everything. If you gain more carry capacity, they take 2% of your XP off you.
Right,
so,
okay, that you would normally get.
But if you take... So there's sections, there's more capacity
I thought they
you
were...
take.
And I thought they were taking what you already had. And I was you can't do that. You suddenly don't have access to stuff now because you're down to level 6 now instead of level 8. You're like, what?
No. But it's like, the more capacity you want to have, the more... I think it was like I went up to like 10, minus 10 XP, and I was like... That might not sound a lot, but it is when you're in game and you need all these skills and you've got to do it via XP. So I didn't activate any of them. But then again, there's the other way where you could get rid of capacity
get more,
and they'll give you more. So it's like going down the Diablo kind of thing.
Like, this is on console now, isn't it? And this is a relatively new thing, isn't it? If they've added these like,
I think I've never seen them before.
I think it's relatively new. So like you do this on a PC, you do the console commands, and then you can make yourself invincible. You can have but what that does is just it disables achievements. Yeah. So you won't get them that way. So this is a different way of doing it, I suppose. But like you say, it swings and roundabouts because like you want the XP, but.
Yeah.
How much can you put up with
I just hate,
and stuff?
Yeah, I hate coming up with you're over encumbered because I, as a Fallout player, like to pick up everything. Like I'm still with the mentality
feature incumbents.
where I want to pick up every roll of sellotape, and I know I don't need them, but it's just in me because it's there. I want all of the tape because I know. In other games, I need it, so that was annoying. But I hate with a vengeance that I hate piloting and trying to fight. It wrecks me because I just don't like. You'll see a spaceship. You'll see a spaceship go by, so you turn, and because I have the worst, whatever it's called. What's it called? A spaceship in the world. It turns so slow, and then by the time I get to where it was, it's now that side of me, and I'm just like, oh my god. Because like the other day, I was doing this mission. I was quite capable. My level is fine. I had to go here. I had to go there. I was doing my mission. I was good, and then it's like, oh, to end this mission, to like make sure they don't come back, you've got to go to space and you've got to go to space and take out these people. Now, I did this perfect. I did it fine. I went there, I killed the 4 that were there. Went here, killed the 4 that were here. Went back to the planet, and they were like, right, now you've taken out them, let's take the people that are out on the planet. So I did, and as I was fighting, a spaceship came down and went on top of me.
What?
And I died.
I've never seen that. That's a new one.
I died because I knew they were coming in. So I thought, right, I'm going to go over there because I need to go and kill them because they're going to come to where I'm at. I'm going to go over there. So they're all together and kill them. But they kind of just went off in 2 teams. So I was like, oh, for goodness sake. So obviously they're behind me. So I'm turning around, like strafing and taking them out, and the spaceship came down and landed on top of me and then took me back to before I'd taken out the spaceships in the sky. I know I can't do it, so I've abandoned all these people because I cannot take them because they keep killing me. So yeah.
So can you do anything with the options then at that point to like? Is there like an invincibility you could turn on or something like that in the options? I
never thought. I don't like. Can I do that then? Because I don't.
If you just do it in that section, then turn it off again just to get you through that bit, then that's fine. That's what I did with it the level that I did where I ended up at the end of the storyline, and I was in a place that was massively overpowered for me, and I was never getting past it unless I turned on the invincibility. So
maybe I haven't looked if I can do that and then taking it off, but
yeah,
that was on.
Save the game once you get on the planet.
But the fact that it landed on me, and I was like, okay, well, I'm clipping through this. It should be fine.
Where were you fighting?
Oh, I don't know.
Not what planet, but the ships. I only ever see the ships land on landing pad. Landing, you know what I mean? Actual landing pad.
Yeah,
just landed in the middle of nowhere.
No, so basically, I was in a place that had outside bits, and they were dropping on top of a hill. So I ran up there going, right, I'll take them out as they're being dropped. But and then obviously, like I said, they ran behind me, so I was trying to take them out, and it landed again. I clipped through it. So you know, in your own spaceship, there's that area before you go into the airlock kind of thing.
Yeah.
I clipped inside that, and I thought, all right, that's fine. But as it took off with me inside it. And then as it left the planet, I dropped out and...
Oh, you actually fell out of it, so you couldn't get in it at all.
No,
I've seen people
sneak
into... I've seen people sneak onto ships like that before and then just kill the pilot and go, I've got a new ship.
No, I was just... Because, like, I threw... They were coming out of that area, like you come out of your... spaceship. I was throwing in grenades and whatnot. That one took off and went away, so I never thought anything about it. And then I started taking them out. It landed. I clipped through it. I was like, oh, this is fun. This is new. Can I take? Like, obviously, I thought, oh, I could take this because like that's what it says you can do in the game. And I clipped through it. It took off. It got to orbit, I'm guessing, and I fell and broke my legs. I'm guessing because it said crippled or whatever happened to my leg. And, said died, and now I can't do that. I can go back and do it, I just can't because my ship is the worst ship. I've still got the first ship because I still don't understand crafting. In this, like, the ship crafting, I don't get it. I don't understand it. It annoys me, but, yeah, I'll probably go back tomorrow and play it in my sunglasses and see if the sunglasses help. I feel like an aviator, like...
Yeah. You know you have another pair of normal spectacles.
Yes, Kevin, but they're upstairs. I've not been upstairs yet.
You'll probably be up there before tomorrow, though, I'd like to think. That's where your bed is.
I want to play in these. These look cool. I look cool in my glasses. Take them out. But, silly game. But I'm very, very, very tired. Like Kev said, I boiled myself. I was getting in and out of it, but Andy did not want to get it. Basically, it was a warm, because he likes warm.
It was 34 degrees, this pool. It was a warm pool.
It was warm, but he could also watch the bucket constantly come over.
Oh, yeah.
But he did go under it, bless him. Like, normally, Andy is the furthest away from one of them, because Andy doesn't like to get wet from the neck down. But he stood close at one point when Kevin went away and said, oh, my hair is wet. He got a few strands on the front of his head, a bit wet, but he got his head wet. But yeah, fun times. I'm just tired now. And excuse me.
Was that to emphasise your point that you were tired?
Yeah.
Well, I said tired and my brain went, you need to yawn. But that's me, and I'm going to go back on my glasses.
Round us off, but I too have been absolutely exhausted lately. And I've had a busy week with games. I think, most of it's been Baldur's Gate, which I won't go mad on. I've just started Act 3. I don't think I've had any more absolute... ridiculous situations. I've had to restart a couple of times just for silly reasons, like restart the save. Well, no, I died, is what I mean. I'd failed miserably in a battle. But no, I can't think of anything that's really happened. It's just been ticking along. And
I mean,
really fun.
once you get into Act 3, there's really nothing you can talk about. That's when I stopped talking about it on the podcast, because there's nothing you can say without it either being a massive spoiler or really unique to your playthrough that no one else would have experienced.
Exactly,
and neither of them are particularly things that should be on the podcast.
No, exactly. So it's fair to say that, I'm 95 hours into this now and absolutely adoring it. I mean, I'll be done at some point.
Well, I mean, there we go. That's wonderful words, Sarah, about Baldur's Gate. He will be done at some point.
But I am loving it, and if you haven't got it, get it. You won't regret it. You'll love it. Last week, obviously, you decided, Anna, to drop the bombshell on me that Simpsons Tapped Out was being shut down. And on the podcast, I was like, all right. And then after I got off the podcast, I think I spent the next 24 hours just feeling more and more sad about it. Mainly because people kept tweeting me and just messaging me constantly. And I was just like, yeah, I know. But not in a, like, I was annoyed at them for messaging, more that I was like, yeah, this is actually making me quite sad. They did a really cool update on it where they kind of explained it was shutting down, and then they've just decided, like, okay, here is everything we released that was premium between 2012 and 2015. If you missed any of it, get it now, kind of thing. They've disabled spending money, so it's all purely using in-game currency, which they're giving you lots of. So it's basically like, okay, if you missed any of these plot bits that you want to watch and play, whatever, do it. I think they've just recently released, like, I think it was 2012 to 2015, and then they've released 2015 to 2017. And you can really see how I obviously missed the first few months and then had everything since then, because they released the whatever one, the most recent one, and there's nothing in there I don't already have. And I'm like, oh, come on, get to the bits where they started charging money for things later on, and I didn't get any of them. I think it was like 10 quid for characters. And I was just kind of like, nah, I'm not that mad. But they'll probably all be in there shortly. So yeah, it's been nice kind of going through it all and remembering all the old events and unlocking all the bits. And if you ever played it back in the day and you just want to jump in, play it on steroids, rush through all the different bits and bobs, if you're into that, then yeah, now's the time to do it. Weirdly, I put this in the Twitter chat that we have, but because someone sends me their score every day, I've started doing Alpha Guess. Have you heard of that?
Oh,
no,
yeah, I remember this.
Yeah. It's like a game where you type in a word and it tells you whether it's before or after today's word. And you basically, so I always start with goose, and it will say today's word comes after goose. And my second word is always swine, and it will say today's word comes before swine.
Wait, okay.
And then I have to try and think of words in between goose and swine. So someone told me that kind is like right in the middle of the alphabet or something, so I always go with that next. And you slowly narrow it down, and then it tells you how many guesses it took for you to get to the word, how many minutes it took you, which is really frustrating for someone with ADHD who was playing it and forgot he was playing it and came back 15 minutes later and got it after like 6 guesses, because I wasn't thinking about it in the gaps in between, but it told me I took 25 minutes to do it, and I was like, damn it, that's not true. It took me like 5 minutes because I'm clever. But all my other ones are like 16 guesses in 2 minutes and stuff like that. But it's cool seeing other people's scores. A bit like the old Wordle days where people were sharing their scores with you every day. I just get a couple of people in the chat throwing their scores in, and I'm like, right, onto that I go. So that's been quite cool for my routine. I know I mentioned the other day that Neopets had an event on. They brought out a second event. I think they've had like 3 events running at the same time on here. So I kind of get up, basically my routine at the moment is getting up in the morning with my middle kid, helping him get ready for school, and he goes off in his cab, and then I wait for the other 2 to get up so I can take them to school. And in that 40-minute gap, I just sit playing Neopets, and I love it. It's great. But they've got 3 events at the moment, so I'm absolutely hammering that with stuff and spend my lunchtime on a little bit of it. And that's been really cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I played other than those bits. I mean, obviously, I've been hammering Pokemon. They've added more Dynamax stuff into that. They got a Wild Area event coming up. I don't really know what this is. It says Pokemon Go Wild Area Global Ticket, and it's like eggs and events and shinies and whatever. I wonder if it's like another excuse to basically have a Go Fest but not call it Go Fest because they want to add a new one in. But that's been added in the past couple of days. When is it? 23rd of November. I got it in
15 guesses after 1 minute 42 seconds. I'm the king of Alpha Guess.
Well
there
done.
We go.
You actually did that 25 seconds quicker than me, and I guessed quicker.
Aha!
It is funny sometimes. I can't remember what day. It wasn't today, so I can say this one. But I typed in superb, and it was like, it's before superb. And then I typed in, like, I don't know, Saw, and it was like, it's after Saw. And I got to the point where I knew it was SUP because I had super and I had superb, and it was between the two of them. And I was just writing, like, super, like, whatever, Superman, super... It didn't be superfluous, but it took me so long to get to that, just writing super...
Guess I'll not bother then.
No, that's not today's one. It's not today's one.
But you were giving them away now. I was like, I'm going through the words, going, I don't know.
No, but that was literally where I was. It was like, I was like, SUPE, and it's like, what on earth is it? What is it? What is it? And I just kept doing that over and over again. And yeah, luckily mine was only, I did it a few times, but someone sent me their guesses, and it was just like all the super words that you could possibly think of, except the one it was. But yeah, it's been fun getting into routine on that. I think that is my lot. I can't think of anything. You know, I could have sworn I wrote something down and I've forgotten what it is, so it's going to bother me later when I remember what it was. But that's my lot, and yeah.
Did you cover everything before, or have you got anything else to sneak in at the
end?
Stuff,
but you have to string along because I'm doing this alpha guess now.
Well, I'll just tell you what it is if you don't start talking about games.
Oh no. Okay, I hope it pauses it now. I've tabbed out.
Nah, your minutes are going up.
Oh, basically. That's it. I'm not gonna get a minute 25 anyway, or whatever it was. I'm not gonna reach that.
Yeah, I'm just great at words. I'm a wordsmith.
I'm not. I did it the other day, Sheepdog, and I did it for about 20 minutes. Going, I don't quite understand what I'm doing, but I think I know what I'm doing. And I was doing it on my dinner, and I just went, stupid game, and put it down. I was like, oh, bloody Sheepdog, cursing him for showing me this crap.
I love that they'll probably end up selling this to a newspaper for $1 million again.
Probably, yeah.
We need to make one.
What have I played? I get the feeling I'm going to be getting this Metaphor game. I was on the fence.
Played that. I spent money on that last week, didn't I? I hadn't played it. I forgot about that.
You need to play the prologue. It's out next Friday. The prologue is there to play now, and the save carries over. So you might as well get it done now. I've got to spend
the next week doing my tax return. I'm not allowed to play games for the next week.
Yeah, but you said that last week when you built Lego.
Yeah, because that was important. The computer games aren't important. No one's paying me to play this. If someone wants to pay me to play Metaphor, then I'll delay my tax return for another week. You have to pay me enough to make my accountant do the whole job rather than just checking my work afterwards.
I've checked. It's Steam Deck playable.
Oh.
It's not verified, but it is playable.
Oh.
So I was like, okay, so maybe I could play it at a certain point. But I played about another hour of this game, and tell me this, because I don't know how combat worked in Persona. Even though I do really like them. Can you attack things out of like turn-based, like out of like combat, so to speak?
So, if you do, it initiates the turn-based combat.
So you can do it in this. You can just fight things if they are weak enough. If they are weaker than you, sort of thing, you can just beat them to death.
Nice.
If they are heavily stronger than you, it just initiates turn-based combat. You can initiate at any point you want. You can do it whenever. But if you just load a weak enemies, you just beat them up and then you just get the XP for them. So it kind of
seems like a time-saving device.
Yeah, it speeds it up a lot. There's like a load of like wolves in this like area, and you just cleared them out until I reached a bigger enemy, and then I had to go into turn-based stuff. But like you do. Like I said, there's more and more. I've only played like another hour, but there's more story coming to it, and I'm figuring out like what's going on. And my party's suddenly has archetypes now, which it didn't have before. I was the only one with an archetype, which is what they call personas. So suddenly now they've activated their archetypes, and they have their own types. And then there's a guy that you. Who's the fella? Is it Igor, the fella there?
Is Igor in it?
No, he's not. But Igor is the fella that you go and talk to about stuff, don't you? Yeah. There's a fella in this that you go and talk to about archetypes and about different types of things, and he's the person you want to talk about who levels up your archetypes and stuff like that. I'm assuming this is like this is who this is for that game, for the Metaphor.
I'm a little upset that Igor's not there. I love Igor. I love his
not
song.
in it. Yeah, Ego's not in it, but the songs, music is absolutely first class. I could listen to this just
Anna doesn't let me have the Persona soundtrack on in the car anymore.
Yeah, I imagine that's
We
long.
don't have a CD player.
It's on Spotify. Can we listen to it in the car all the way to Legoland next week?
No.
There we go.
So listen to it on the way to Disney.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not
No,
the
we'll
rules.
be listening to Halloween songs on
That's
repeat.
not the... Yeah. That's what I'd say. Pab
Yeah, we
knows.
made Pab listen to Disney songs for 7 hours straight.
I was singing that. I think it's an Encanto song or a enchanted song. What's the Rapunzel film? It was just came in my head today, and I was like, I don't know where that's come from. I was like, that's from that long car drive with just non-stop Disney on. Yeah.
Car Drive of Dreams.
Yes.
I found my meat sack
Cocoon.
today. It was still half full in the back of my car, by the way.
Oh, really?
That doesn't mean anything to anybody other than Pab. But I had a
I'm
meat
assuming
sack.
you had some, yeah.
Yeah, there's still meat
Still
in it.
fine.
Yeah, exactly. I had a little chomp. Still good.
Good. Yeah, I get the feeling I'm going to be buying this game now. I've played enough to be like, I've played more than enough to get to combat, which is more than Persona games. So I might be intrigued about that one. I probably will get it. It's out next week. I've played. What else have I played? I've played some more Astro Bot. Remember I said last week that I've been 100% in the worlds. I haven't been.
Fair enough.
There's
You're a
more
liar.
levels. There's more levels.
Fraud.
I thought I'd done it, and then I was just able to go back over, and I went, wait a minute, that's just 39 or 42 bots. Where's the other bots? Because I've done all the levels are gold in the actual world.
Okay.
So I'm like, where are they? And then you just fly around, and then some more levels to know. I was like, I wish I'd seen that. So I did. I've done that. I've got a few more trophies. I've finally done the God of War level, where it's minor spoiler. You have to get the, like Kratos does it in God of War. You have to get the, what they called, like the crows. You have to smash the crows at a certain point with the axe. I couldn't. There was one that I could never find. I went and found it today. Did that. So I finished all them levels. I finished like the first 3 worlds now are officially 100% done. All gold, all done. I moved on to the 4th world now, which is the lizard world. I want to say gecko world. I did the pyramid world, where it's all like desert and sandy, and I like that level because there was lots of like gems in the game in the world. I don't know if you've done this level, Anna. There's one that should.
I'm still on the 3rd world, so I don't think so.
The first level of the 4th world is the gems in it. It's like there's just like a waterfall of like gems just falling down on you, and it looks amazing. It's something else, that one. I did like that a lot. So I did that one. I've done some of the underwater levels. There's an underwater level in there. It's not terrible. I don't like underwater levels in general.
No, I've never been this one.
But it seemed fine. You get a penguin. You get a penguin that kind of makes you swim fast. It's kind of a little jet, like a little jetpack underwater. So yeah, I will continue to play this game. I just have to be in the right mood to play it because it does wind me up sometimes. When some of them secret levels and challenge levels, that's where the difficulty is. The base levels aren't overly difficult, but it's the challenge levels. If you're trying to 100% it like I am, then that's the ones that rub me the wrong way, and I'm like, you swine. No checkpoints in the game, and you've got to run an entire way through a level. I've also played. I'm going to mention that I've played Gestalt, Steam, and Cinder. I've only played probably about half an hour of it on the Steam Deck, and I'm going to regret saying it because it's a Metroidvania.
That's why you've played it, because you're obsessed with them.
Yeah, it's a Metroidvania, 2D Metroidvania. It seems pretty good. I've pretty much only seen mostly like dialogue and stuff like that. There's a lot of story-based stuff in it, so I've not really seen tons of gameplay in it. But it seemed alright for what it was. We're actually playing it seemed fine. And the other game I've not played tons of this either, because it's a multiplayer game. Have you heard of Dale and Dawson Stationery Supplies?
No.
Sounds made up.
Doesn't sound like a game, Pab. What you been up to?
So, do you like The Office?
Yes.
Do you like Among Us?
Yes.
So it's like Among Us, but you are in The Office.
What I like more than both of those things is how you, as a northern person, say Among Us.
Is that
Say it
not
again.
right?
Oh, Among
Say it again.
Us.
Among Us?
Yeah, it took
Among
me a
Us?
second as well.
Did I
Among
say
Us.
it right? I don't know. Among
You
Us?
say it northern. It's
Among Us?
beautiful.
Among Us.
Among Us? Among Us?
Among Us.
Yeah. Among
Among
Us.
Goose.
Among Us, yeah. Yeah, so it is like you are in a party of like whatever many players you've got. And there are like say you're in I think it might be 8 players that you could have total. 6 of you are it'd be 5 of you are just general workers, I think they're called specialists. And then you have 2 slackers, and their aim is just to slow the progress down, because there's also a boss that one of you is the boss of the group, and every 2 minutes or every 2 or 3 minutes they've got to call a meeting, and everyone's got to come into the meeting room, and they have to fire somebody, and if they don't fire somebody, they get fired. So they have to they have to basically go around supervising everybody, make sure they're doing the job, because there's also like a progress bar at the top of the screen, and time's ticking down. If you don't complete all your tasks, your progress doesn't fill the progress bar, and you lose. So that's what the slackers are there to just try and just slow progress down, and they can do. I have seen the stapler in jelly. I've seen that. I've seen people stealing mice off of computers. I've seen people smoking in the bathrooms. I've seen people setting fire to waste paper bins.
Paper bins, yeah.
I've seen many a different thing like this going on. People just taking really long toilet breaks, just spending the entire shift in the toilet.
A Kevin trick.
Yes, they're playing Balatro on the phone. I've seen people playing Snake on the computer. I've seen people. You can literally go onto the computer, and then there is actual paint on there. There's an actual paint. You can actually do drawings and stuff on it, or you can play Solitaire on there or Minesweeper. So you can just waste time on the computer instead of doing your job. So yeah, I'll probably play some more.
Like me, their job is wasting time on a computer?
Yeah, exactly. Well, but not in this workplace. But like there's like multiple layouts of the office sort of thing, but there is an actual layout of the office from the US office. So it's like you are kind of playing that game, and you get allocated a desk, and you go to your desk and you do your work and everything. So it's fun. It's a fun little game, and it's like £6. So yeah, it's a fun
Kev
little
looking
one.
for it.
Yeah, I'll have a little look. I'll investigate.
It seems fun. I don't know whether there's like, I'm assuming there'll be like private lobbies you can do, because I've only played like in lobbies with randomers, and you just don't know what you're going to get. It's like the Wild West there, because you just get people just kind of role playing it. Proper, like I'm trying to, properly trying to behaving like they're in an office, grassing on people and stuff like that. But yeah, it seems fun. But other than that, like I say, I've played my usual Fortnite. I continue to play, and FC25 has ruined me this week, where I've just kind of realised I've been wasting my time.
Welcome to FIFA.
Yeah, I know. I've been getting told I need to do career mode. Career mode's where you want to be.
Career mode's rubbish. I've played.
Is it?
I think I started a YouTube series as like a backup to if Football Manager really does go kaput. I've made it 3 episodes in. I think that's my lot. I don't think I can bring myself to do it anymore. It's like Football Manager for really thick people. Just don't play it. It's horrible, really horrible.
Okay, well, there you go. So it's that time of year again where it's that off year for me, because I tend to buy the FIFA games or FC games on off years sort of thing. So last year I didn't buy the new FC, but I had FIFA the year before, and the year before last year as well I also had the Call of Duty, and so I feel like it's going to be an FC Call of Duty year for me this year. So I think I'm going to be I'm going full meathead this year.
Good. What a meathead.
I know.
What a meathead. That's Pab's song this year.
that's it. That is everything from me, I think.
Well, in that case, boys and girls, we will wrap things up there. If you want to hassle us on the internet, you can do that at Mgukpodcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
You can follow me at RB6K.
I'm at Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986.
And don't worry, after I've sold you on it, my discount code for Football Manager will be in the description of this video, so make sure you pre-order. I'm sure it's going to be great. See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, folks.
You're welcome, Babby.